What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Today we're going to talk about the top 25 richest college football programs in 2018, right? Because we're not going to go back to like the 1900s and whatnot. We're not going to take all that into account because what we care about is what's happening right now. So we're just going to jump into it. But first, I want to give a shout out, Robert. What's up, Robert? You in here? I want to call out the people who are here early, and then we're going to get straight into it. Michael Davis Jr. is in here, going to try to make the Women's College World Series. OU has the hardest route, as they've already played 6 out of the 7 this year, and Tulsa the last few years in regionals. I'm not worried about the softball team getting out of regionals or super regionals for that matter, right? I've never been worried about them. But, I guess, why wouldn't it be hard? Hard for what? Back-to-back national title? Like, back-to-back national champs is hard for us? I don't think, not anymore. Not anymore. We expect it to be this hard. Let me see. Kurt Perez is in here. Coach B's in here. The Rapper 10,000. What's good, fam? Jake, what's good, fam? Tanner Fisher. Hey, what's up, Tanner? I don't think I've seen you before. Thanks for coming through. Crane Stars in the house. All right. 1, 2. All right, let's get started, right? Because, I know what y'all are here for. So check it out. Penn Live columnist Doug Jones put together a list of the top 25 richest college football programs to date. Right? And it's a really exhaustive list. He went through U.S. Department of Education data to comb through the gross revenue, see what the expenses are, see what the profits are. I found it really interesting. I made a video about the top 10 on this list, if that's all you care about. But I told you, come through to the live stream because we're going to go through all top 25. So let's get started with it, right? I'm going to read you what he had to say about how he put this together so that everybody's on the same page. Today we rank the 25 richest in the entire nation based on the same data. Figures were obtained from the school's mandatory gender equity filings and pertain to the fiscal year of July 2016 through June 2017. And they reflect the 2016 football season, which is, the most recent. Also, bookkeeping may vary because conference payouts and broadcasting revenue are not necessarily included in those in that U.S. Department of Education data. So at number 25, you got Iowa, right? And it does. Iowa grossed $58.7 million in 2016, which I don't really know what to do with that except to say I guess Kurt France is doing exactly what they want him to do. Because, like, in Iowa, it seems like the Hawkeyes are the hot ticket, man. That's a Big Ten school I did not expect to make the top 50, and here they are at 25, which is just ridiculous. But apparently they were at 22 a couple years ago, and they turned $26.9 million in expenses. That's ridiculous. Hold up. What I miss? Oh, Robert with the $50 super chat. Yo, man, I'm just trying to do the show. Robert in here. Sooner softball rocks. Yes, sir, it does. Matter of fact, I'm putting together a list probably this week or next week of who I think are the top 10 coaches in OU history, and I'm going to either make a lot of people happy or make a lot of people mad because I got Patty really high up there. So y'all better recognize. Man, that's what's up. I appreciate that, Robert. Bright Red Elephant says, RJ mowing the lawn, listen to you on my Bluetooth headphones and phone. That's what's up, man. Multitasking in here. I like it. Let me see. Who else came through while I was talking? Hey, JSL. What's good, fam? Finn McCready in the house. That's what's up. Kirk Perez in the house. Oh, Brandon Watt. What's good? I guess for my question, what is reasonable to expect from our defense as far as improvement from last year? 86th. Look, we were 87th in the country in total defense. And yes, we have lots of depth all over the place. We're also really young, right? And the guys that RSP Diver, what's up? Shout out to my daughter Grace that's helping me cook. Tell me what you're cooking, man. David, tell me what you're cooking. Almost knocked that over. I think it's, look, the defensive line is going to have to be really good. Kenneth Murray and Caleb Kelly are going to be the strength of the defense. We're deep at defensive back at corner. We know what Buki's going to bring to the table. We don't know who's going to start at safety, although you got to believe that Chance Silvery, Robert Barnes, Khalil Halton are in there. So that I think we're going to be okay. Do I think we're going to be world beaters? No. But if the defense looks like the defense that he put out in the spring, we're going to be okay, right? The last thing that we want is to get to the college football playoff and have the defense lose us the football game. That's it, right? Anything else is an improvement. And I'm not necessarily willing to put that on Mike because it seems like Bob Diaco came in and said run a 50 front, and that's what Mike's doing. He's running a 50 front. He's got 4 men on the line of scrimmage, 5 men on the line of scrimmage, and he's still playing 7 yards off the ball, but that's another story. Victor Vega, what's good, fam? Unimitsu, what's good? Ryan Reed in the house. Mike McCoy in the house. Man, that's what's up. Steel Boy, what's good, fam? He says I'm on a step reel right now. Yeah, rapper, we'll get to that. But let me get back to this list real quick. As always, if you drop a super chat, please drop a comment, drop a question. I appreciate it. I really do. There's no better way to tell somebody that you appreciate them than give them your money. And Robert talked about maybe doing another live show, like trying to do 2 even during the off season. The thing that stops me is just time, right? So we'll think about it. We'll figure it out. But if it's something that y'all want, vote in the comments. Let me know. You can hit me up here. You can hit me up on Twitter. If you're in the comments, you know that I respond back. Sometimes it's just a fist pound. Sometimes it's a little longer than that. But I see everything. So don't think that if you talk, I'm not listening. Let me see. Cole George, what's good, fam? Hey, what's up, Hank? What's good, fam? In Galveston. Hank in Galveston. So I just went to number 25, right? So who's number 24? Number 24 is actually TCU. Texas Christian, of all people, right? They made $58.8 million gross in 2016. That's a year I think they finished in the Liberty Bowl playing Georgia, of all teams, right? And with a stadium that only seats 45,000, that's pretty stinking good. And they turned $23 million in profit, which, again, is pretty stinking good, especially at a private school where you're not really taking any federal funding, and Gary Patterson doesn't really recruit 5-stars like that. Like, when you show up expecting to see Gary Patterson. You don't show up expecting to see, say, Baker Mayfield. So whatever they're doing, it's working out there. Now, they also went 6-7 in 2016, so I'd be really interested to see what their revenue looks like after this year, because they had a pretty good season. Lost to us in the Big 12 title game. Still a pretty good season, right? And then at number 23, we got Southern Cal, USC. USC at number 23, I thought this would be a top 10 program when we're talking about revenue because of all the noise that gets talked around the Trojans. But they made $59.8 million in 2016. And they spent 29.7 of that in expenses, right? That's not too shabby. But still, for USC, I'm thinking, yo, man, y'all beat Penn State in the Rose Bowl 59-49 in a thriller. Y'all should be making buku money, but they're not. It just goes to show that the way that people show their fanhood, right, when they show up at the turnstiles and they buy stuff, is not the way that the football team plays. And you'll see that as we get closer to like Tennessee and Texas, which is just ridiculous noise off in here, man. At number 22, you got At number 20, you got South Carolina. I almost said Southern California again. South Carolina made $60.3 million in 2016 and made $25.5 million in profit. Seems Will Muschamp is doing exactly what people want him to do out there, but also he went 6-7 in 2016. I don't know what's going to take for Will Muschamp to get fired, I guess is my point, right? We know why you can't hang at Texas. We know why you can't hang at Florida. We know why you can't hang at some of these programs that really expect you to compete for national championships every year. But I think if he looks like he could beat Georgia, they're going to keep him on, right? But then again, I don't know about Will Muschamp because he doesn't inspire anything. All he does is yell and scream. I'm not sure what I'm getting out of Will Muschamp, man. Like I don't really like watching him coach football either. So I don't know what they're thinking at South Carolina. But they're making enough money to if they want to fire him, they want to make a change. They look good doing it. And then 21, you got Ole Miss, $62.7 million. They spent 32 of that in expenses. But this was also like during an up year for a down year for Hugh Freeze. He's 5-7 in 2016. And then you can't call up strippers on your phone and expect that to just not affect your coaching status. Man, I wonder, who's going to get a job first? Art Briles or Hugh Freeze? Like, seriously, let me know in the chat, man. Because, like, I'm checking it every now and again. So I don't miss a super chat. Because y'all the best with these super chats, man. Let me see. Dukin says, cooking up some marinated boneless pork chops with some pesto rotini. Ooh! Man, I'm salivating over here. Y'all doing it big. See, Victor Vega says, do you really see Patterson going to Austin in the near future? Yes! Yes! That's just too easy for me. Del Conte's coming from Texas Christian to be the AD at Texas. They were a great duo together. Now, if you give them the football history and the sure financial funds of a Texas, man, Conte and Patterson could do some great things out there, man. Yeah, I see that happening. Especially if Tom Herman doesn't get to 10 wins this year. Yeah. I mean, Conti's looking for any reason to fire Tom Herman. I would be. And I'd back up the truck to Gary Patterson's house. I definitely see that happening. Let me see. Unimitsu says art. Victor says art. Steelboy says freeze. What's up, Mark? I see you in here, fam. Ryan Reed, can we please call them USC and not SC? It's a recent change, and I can't tell the difference between South Carolina and USC. I can. One plays in the Rose Bowl, the other one doesn't. I don't need to know the difference between a Gamecock and a Trojan. It's fine. Hey, Don, what's up? I put another chapter of Confederates up. Hope you listen to it. Let me know what you think. So, where did I leave off? I left off at 21. At 20 is Michigan State. Michigan State, $65 million. For what? Michigan State grossed $65 million? Man, and they were 3-9 in 2016. They were trash. My goodness. But it made a profit of $38.7 million. Seriously, I'm beginning to wonder aloud. What is it that these institutions are doing with this money? Are they actually lighting it on fire? I mean, what is going on here? At 19, Oregon made $66.3 million gross. All right, that makes sense. Nebraska, $69.5 million. Nebraska ain't been any good since what? Since Ndamukong Suh? Since Pelini? Man, speaking of Pelini and Ndamukong Suh in Nebraska, check this out. I made a video about this last week, but I'm going to plug it again because I'm from Tulsa, and my girlfriend runs the YMCA of Owasso. Big things happening over there. So check it out. There's the Tulsa Celebrity Golf Classic, right? I'm telling you about this because folks like Tommy Frazier, but also Mike Harper, Kenny Stills, Marcus Dupree. I'm forgetting some names here, man. I know I'm forgetting some names. I need to pull up this brochure right quick because I looked at this list of folks that you could play golf with, that you could beat playing golf if we being real, and who you could hobnob with and get your selfies with, get your autographs with. And I was like, man, I want to go. I mean, she told me I could go, but I'm not going to be going to play no golf, man. I'm not trying to get embarrassed like that playing golf, man. I ain't played golf in like 3 years, and whenever I played golf, I was hitting stuff. Check it. So I graduated from Tulsa Memorial, and I thought I was being big time because I could pay the $100 to play in, the booster golf tournament. And let me tell you, man, I went out there and they gave me some clubs, and I hit houses. I was in the woods all the time. I hit the one fairway, and I was really excited about it. They said, RG, you want to keep score? I said, nah, man. Cause like we got to the end of the front nine. We got to the end of it. Man, I'm over here shooting 96 after 9 holes. I'm like, y'all need to leave me alone. Why y'all let me come out here and embarrass myself like that? So it ain't gonna be me playing golf out there. But I think, it'd be worth it just to meet some of these dudes, talk to them. I think Corey Hilliard's also gonna be out there. Dave Rader's gonna be out there. Paul Smith's gonna be out there. If you can go. Check out the preview quarterbacks video. I put a link in the description of that below. But it's worth. Oh my goodness, I missed it. Did I miss something? Okay, about to say I thought I missed something there for a second, man. Let me see. Expensive wins. Why is Jalen transferring? Why not? He can start. It's the same reason that Blake Smith, dude transferred to Arizona State, now going to USF. I mean, Blake Barnett, that's his name. If you're not going to start, why play? If you're a quarterback, go where you're going to play, man. Go where you're going to play right now. See, Brandon Wader. A little late. What's up, fam? Let me see. Storm Clouds in here. Freeze. Art is still too toxic. All right. So we're going to take the dude that's calling up escorts at night over the... Yeah, okay. Yeah, we will. I see what you did there. I got you. He is a little too toxic right now. Ryan Reed says, shout out for Owasso. That's what's up. Hey, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to shout out like that. Shout out to YMCA at Owasso because I'm a TPS kid. Let's not get it twisted. Pure Flames, do you think Chris Steele will play immediately if he comes to OU? Nah, but he could. And that's what you're offering at OU. You're not guaranteeing anybody's going to start right away. You're saying you will have a chance. Like Buki, you know, he had to show he could play, and he showed he could play right away. And I think the same thing is going to be said of Tremonda Moore. By the way, I wrote a story, a feature about Tremonda Moore. It's on Crimson Cream Machine, the SB Nation site for OU. I also have that video going up tomorrow night. I talked with him. He told me what's going on with him. He's going to be here during the summer. He's all right. You know, also, he's going to be featured in Last Chance U Season 3, along with the rest of the Independence Community College Pirates. And I'm excited about that. We got one of our own that's going to be in that. Man, I love that documentary. I love it. It's what I love it. Let me see. What, Kurt? It's weird that Saban hasn't pulled the choke collar of his players not allowing anyone to transfer. No, it's not. All they got is backlogs of players at Alabama. Like, I mean, if you're not playing within the first, if you're not playing in 2 years, you need to transfer, because you're not gonna. Because all they do is reload, right? I mean, if you're not playing, you're not playing. Go where you're gonna play. Thanks, Victor. Victor said he read the article. I think Trey, well, where does Trey end up? I think he's going to end up at Orlando. Just makes a lot of sense. Dream defensive coordinator, Kirby Smart, Jeremy Pruitt, Kevin Steele, Dave Aranda. I know a lot of people like the dude Jim Leonard up there at Wisconsin. I'd take him too. Gary Patterson. You see what I'm saying here? You know? Let me get back to this list real quick before we keep jumping into questions. At 18, or excuse me, at 17, you got Texas A&M, made $70 million gross. There was somebody on the comment of the YouTube video that I dropped at 5 o'clock today about the top 10 richest college football programs. And it was like, Texas A&M should be ahead of Texas. And I'm like, how you figure? You know, the whole state of Texas is behind the Texas Longhorns. A&M just got Aggies fans who got loot. Obviously, $75 million, 10 years to Jimbo Fisher. They got loot. But ain't nobody got Texas loot. Ain't nobody got Texas loot. And I'm going to get to that in a minute. Let me see. Number 16 is Arkansas. Arkansas turned $71 million in gross in 2016. Wisconsin, $73 million gross, 2016. Washington, $80 million. $80 million for Washington. That makes as much sense as Iowa. What is it with these schools? Man, they got loot like that, man. Penn State at 13 with $81 million. What we got? Florida at 12 at $82.8 million. Let me see. LSU at 11. $86.2 million. That's like less. That was Les Miles' last year. I think they went 8-4, and then he got fired. Okay. Florida State at number 10, $86 million. And then Ohio State at 89, number 9. Number 8 is Auburn, $91.7 million. Number 7 is Georgia, $93 million. Number 6 is us, Oklahoma, $96 million, $95.9. And number 4 is Notre Dame, $96.8 million, and that's in a year that Notre Dame went 4-8. So imagine what they were like when they were playing for the national title in 2013 or 2012, whichever year. 2012. That's the year they. Yeah, that's the year we got destroyed. And Harden got traded. Man, that was a bad Saturday night. Michigan, $105.9 million at number 4. Alabama, $108.1 million at number 3. Tennessee at $110.7 million at number 2, and Texas at $141.2 million, made $97.9 million in profit. How is it that Texas continues to be such trash? How is that? You dwarf everybody else with money, man. The gap between Texas and the number 2 richest college football program in the country is $31 million. And Texas went 7-6 last year. Texas hadn't had a 10-win season since 2009 when they got destroyed by Alabama in the national title game. I mean, come on, man. The last time Texas was good, the Big 12 had 12 teams. You know, we had 2 divisions. We had a legitimate conference championship, not one that we threw in here because we wanted to make people at the college football playoff happy. I mean, come on, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. And if I'm Del Conte, you know, look, I'm done getting it. I'm going to keep firing coaches until I find one who can win me national titles, because they just make money. Hand over fist. They can buy the best coaching staff that money can buy. And since, you know, we hate cheaters, but who's to say that they're not cheating, right? With this money. Why wouldn't they be if they could get away with it? They cheated with the Longhorn Network. That's where a bunch of this money comes from. We got shafted in this conference by letting one school have one network at the expense of the other schools. And now people are like, oh, you need to go to the SEC. Fine. You know, whatever. I mean, we're tired of carrying this sorry conference. I mean, come on, man. And all I got to hear, look, people were rightly mad because Texas and Alabama, or Alabama really, Alabama schedules a home and home with a blue blood, and all OU's been doing is scheduling home and homes with blue bloods for like, you know, 20 years. Basically since Joe C. Right? Oregon, UCLA, Tennessee. We played Georgia. We played Auburn. We scheduled Army. We've scheduled Ohio State. We played Nebraska. We scheduled them. We've scheduled LSU. You know, and all we do is we say who wants to fight. You know, we say who wants to fight. And nobody wants to fight. Right? And then all of a sudden Alabama schedules an FCS team called Texas, and people want to make it like it's a big deal. And the games aren't until 2022, 2023. You know, the odds of Saban, well, I mean, Saban could be Bill Snyder. He can want to coach until he's like 70. But Herman ain't going to be there, man. Tom Herman going to get fired. He's not the guy to lead Texas back, even though people keep wanting to tell me that Texas is back. What you talking about, go Dogs? Look, man, y'all gonna be suspect next year. You don't know who your starting quarterback is, and you lost your two bell cow backs, right? And you're relying on some wide receivers that don't carry the load. Y'all don't run spread. Georgia's gonna have a down year. I'm sorry for you, because there's a bunch of Georgia fans that subscribe to this channel, and some of them are really cool. Shout out to Solomon Middleton. But look, man, y'all not gonna be any good next year. It's okay. Y'all can rebuild. We reload. Y'all rebuild. We reload. It's cool. Let me see. The best thing from the last 2 years is the bowl. Army and Navy made it to bowl games. I mean, Army's the trap game because they're a 10-win team that runs a flex bone, and I'm not sure we're gonna be able to put the fear of God into the players the way that we want to make them get up and play that game. I just hope we do, because that to me is the Iowa State on this schedule. That's a game where whoever we're playing, right, is competent. Hey, Dylan, what's good? Put my wife, Hannah! Dylan put you on blast. Hannah tomorrow, stand up. That's what's up. I appreciate that, Dylan. But no, I mean, look, I went through the 25, right? And tell me who you think is making a bunch of money that shouldn't be making a bunch of money. Tennessee, obviously. Texas, we talked about them. But or teams that should be making a bunch of money that aren't. You notice who I didn't say in this thing? Clemson. Clemson doesn't make the top 25 richest college football programs in the country. What are they doing wrong? You know, they're like penciled into the college football playoffs every year because they play in a soft ACC where all they got to do is beat Florida State. You know, they lost to Syracuse. They lost to a bad Syracuse team and still made a college football playoff. Man, why ain't they printing money by now? Texas Longhorns have a QB problem from the last 6 years. T. Swoops is no pro QB. Yeah, but like the kid from Denton, I want to say Denton Geyer, went undefeated like he was Kyler Murray light that they moved to wideout. Remember him? Right? I mean, look, the problem with Texas football is you have to be really, really careful about who you offer because your talent evaluation has to be just on point. Because if you miss, it's like you said with Tyron Swoops. You just torpedoed your team for the next 4 years. And they continue to miss on quarterbacks, right? They're hoping Cameron Rising or Casey Thompson is the dude because whoever, I mean, between Ellinger and Buechele, they're just keeping the seat warm for whoever's redshirting. I mean, that's all it is. Let me see. There isn't a team that can beat UGA besides Auburn, Bama, and the SEC. I mean, I would put Scott Frost's UCF team up against y'all, man. Y'all let a dude named Tuna beat y'all in double overtime. Miss me with the UGA nonsense. Let me see. Basketball, football, Olympic sports education is not like people go to Clemson for anything other than football. It's true, but I mean, I can make a whole list of teams on this thing. Like, nobody goes to Iowa State for anything other than football. Not since Dan Gable. All right? What do people go to South Carolina for? They're on this list. Right? right? You know what I mean? Michigan basketball, man, okay, sure. They making money? I don't think so. Steel Boy, I see you. Appreciate you coming through. Let me see. Robert saying has West Virginia experience at quarterback. I think people are too high on Will Grier. I really do. The dude's, he's this close to being Clint Trickett. He takes another hit to the head. That's it. Plus, you're saying that Will Grier to David Sills is going to be something like Mason Rudolph to James Washington. And even if it is, they run a 3-3-5 defense. West Virginia is the only defense that I, RJ, think is worse than Mike Stoops' defense. All right? Like, dude from West Virginia flat out said in the postgame after he lost to OU, Dana should fire me. I give him props because Mike Stoops would never say that he should get fired. At least that dude knew he got walloped. But I'm not running no 3-3-5 stack in the Big 12. I'm running 4-2-5. Just like TCU and now Oklahoma State with that dude Knowles up there. So, I mean, I hear you, Robert, but, like, I don't believe in Will Grier. I just don't. I don't believe in Will Grier. And I don't believe in whoever it is they plan to play at running back. You know, I just don't believe in them. Let me see. Oklahoma will miss Baker Mayfield. I mean, yeah. That's like saying Christians miss Jesus. Yeah. Yeah, we miss him. Yeah. What are we Captain Obvious in now? I mean, D, are you an OU fan? Because I don't think I've seen you before. If you are, that's my bad. I'm coming hard at you like you're a Georgia fan. So that's my bad. But, like, yeah, we gonna miss Baker. I mean, who wouldn't miss Baker? If Baker played for Miami, they'd miss him. You know what I mean? If Baker made for Alabama, they'd miss him. He's Baker Mayfield. He's a singular quarterback. He's a singular football player. Won't be another like him. I think there's a good argument for Baker being the most popular OU football player of all time, given 10 years. He will supplant the Boz, right? Because people know Billy Sims, they know the Boz, right? That's about it. They know Troy Aikman transferred. They know Adrian Peterson, but Adrian Peterson's not going to go out a quarterback. You know, he's not a quarterback. We'll see. We'll see. Let me see. Pure Flame says, if RJ says West Virginia's defense is worse than Mike Stoops' defense, that means it's bad. Yeah. Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, it is bad. It's real bad. South Carolina has a nasty baseball team and great agricultural program. Wait a second. You sure you're not confusing out South Carolina with Oklahoma State? Is it because that's what it sounds like? Well, the meat packing championship is next week. Let me see. RSB. Dukin says, hey, this is David's daughter. Who on Oklahoma's team do you want to meet interview next? Okay. I forget what's your name, sweetie. I'm gonna look. I gotta scroll to the top, see if I can't find Grace. So Grace, what happens is, right? I have a list of a lot of folks that I want to talk to, and some of them answer the phone, basically. So who would I want to talk to? I'd love to talk to Baker Mayfield. I'd love to. I'd love to sit down, have a sort of I don't know if you're allowed to watch Netflix or not, but I'm going to say it and Dad can sort it out. If I could have, like, you know, a David Letterman type of interview with Baker Mayfield, Charlie Rose kind of interview. Yeah, that's PBS. You can watch PBS. Kind of interview. I'd love to do that. That would be fun. That'd be fun. But I like talking to the younger kids because they have a perspective on OU football that just fills you with energy, right? Like talking to EJ and Doma Ogar, he's just so excited to play at OU football. You know, he's just so excited to get here. Tremonda, it's his dream to get here. It's such his dream that he went the detour route to JUCO just so he could get back to OU. So, I mean, that's why I like talking to the younger kids more so, right, than kids that are established as juniors and seniors. But Baker's just, yeah, I mean, he's a singular figure. There's lots of questions I would like to ask Baker, you know, one of which is if we could play NCAA 14 together, you know. I'm not saying I would win, but I would win. Somebody's going to tell Baker that I'm going to end up on Baker's list, and that's okay. Let me see. What else we got in here? Let me see. You're welcome, sweetie. Your dad's cool. I like your dad. Let me see. West Virginia is because of crooked fingers. Crooked fingers. I missed that one, Andrew. I don't know what you're getting at there. You got to let me know, man. Got to let me know what you mean there. Let me see. Did I miss some good questions? If you have questions, drop them. That's one of the reasons we do this. Because I come in with a headline that says this is what we're going to talk about, and I have to fight to talk about it because y'all hit me with these awesome super chats and really smart questions. So we end up just doing a call-in show on the internet, and it's fun. Let me see. West Virginia is so overrated. People actually got them winning the Big 12 next year. Yeah, that's just disrespectful. But, you know, check this out. Media follows quarterback, and for good reason, right? Quarterbacks get a lot of attention. Quarterback is the only position there is no duplicate of, right? But we also got Kyler Murray. And I know a lot of people think he's going to play baseball, and there's lots of reasons for why, like 2 million, that he should probably play baseball. But I think the man really wants to play football. I think he loves football. And I think that not just because, you know, he came to OU, but because he's never just focused on baseball. He's always played football, right? And you don't go through high school as a Texas high school football legend and not want to win a national title, right? I think he wants a national title more than he wants to get paid right now. I think he's going to get paid. And I think he's going to get paid in a couple of years. But I think he wants to see if he can lead this team to a national championship. So there's people that are just sleeping on Kyler Murray based on a bad experience at Texas A&M and some rust, right? But also, we got the Big 12's best offensive player in the backfield. His name's Rodney Anderson. We got Trey Sermon behind him. We got Marcellus Sutton behind him. We got Hollywood Brown up there just going to be jetting past people. You got CeeDee Lamb on the other side. Grant Calcaterra ain't no slouch. We're going to be okay. So people that pick West Virginia to win just don't want to take a good, hard look at OU and see not only are we young, but we're good. And we're going to be good for a while. Let me see. What else? Hey, Lanone, what's good, fam? Greer broke his finger. Oh, crooked finger. Got it. Greer broke his finger. That's what Andrew was getting at. Right. Crooked finger. I got you now. Warthog says you need to play Tecmo Bowl against him, Lola. Good grief. I'm just going to hit the spin button with Bo Jackson and Okoye, right? Let me see what else we got here. Robert Lane says, I think that silent commit was Bryce Young. Just have a feeling. I hope so. I think it was either Bryce Young or Chris Steele, right? Because Chris Steele is supposed to announce July 7th. So Robert brings up a good point. We have one set of unnamed emojis, unaccounted for eye emojis tweeted out by the one Lincoln Riley. The second set was David Swaby. I put him in the preview offensive line video if you want to learn more about him and his offensive tackle. So that's 2 JUCO tackles we got coming in. So Bill Beanbo ain't taking no chances. Either Tremonda Moore or David Swaby or Cody Ford is going to have an opportunity to start, right? And he's going to say, may the best man win. I like Beanbo. Smart man. He's a really smart man. Let me see. Calcaterra is that dude. He's going to be the best receiving tight end in the country. Yeah. I mean, let's see what we got at quarterback before we say that, right? I think it's going to be a safety blanket for whoever plays quarterback because that's what a tight end usually is, especially in an air raid system. That Y character, I like it. Let me see. Unimitsu says I had a question. If you still dedicate a day for Thunder Talk. I talk about Thunder anytime somebody brings it up. I just don't dedicate any videos to it anymore. So if you got a question about Thunder, drop it here. I watch them too. Jacob Zeller, what's good, fam? Deshaun White is going to surprise everyone in my opinion. His highlight tape is one of the better defensive Sooners highlight tapes that I've seen. I think Deshaun White has an opportunity to be a great linebacker at Oklahoma. And I've talked to him, and I know what he thinks about playing the position. He's playing some strong side linebacker. He's playing some Mike, and they might even try him at the will. But depth at linebackers might be one of the things that we have for the first time in a long time. We were hurt a lot there. But if you look at, say, the middle linebacker positions, you got Caleb Kelly and Kenneth Murray, who are going to start at Mike and Will. But you also got Levi Draper, probably behind a Caleb Kelly. You also got a Mike. Who's the second? John Michael Terry backing up Kenneth Murray Jr. Mark Jackson and Ryan Jones are going to battle for that Sam linebacker spot. I think it's going to be Ryan Jones, but Ryan Jones is more the cover backer, and Mark Jackson is more the blitzing backer. And, of course, Jalen Redmond and Addison Gums over there at the jack position. So I think that Deshaun White is going to be a great linebacker. I'm not sure that he's going to be able to break into the starting lineup this season. It's just deep, and there's a lot to learn. Let me see. What else we got? Should T. Ferg add some weight for next season? Nah, I think he's fine. I think he's fine. Let me see. J Bones, who is the receiver you would go with if you had to have CeeDee Lamb or Marquise Brown? CeeDee. I saw CeeDee basically turn a Baker Mayfield terrible pass into a catch because his height and his length, and he's put on some weight. Plus, Marquise Brown's gonna be a senior. CeeDee's gonna be a true sophomore. I'll take the sophomore. I'll take the sophomore. Let me see. Almost got to get out of here. So if you got a good question, drop it in here before we wrap it up. Can't wait to see our defensive Baker, Buki, as Brandon Watts said that. Yeah, hey, man, I'm excited about him too. I really am. I hope he sees a lot of the field, especially at the nickel position. he might actually have to move to free safety depending on how things shake up. Because we know we got depth there, but we didn't get to see any Chance Sylvie or any Robert Barnes, right? And I don't know that Pat Fields is going to be starting out there. I think that's a lot to ask. Khalil Houghton gets his head on straight. Yeah, he's going to be your strong side safety or your strong safety. I think that's just penciled in. I'd go with CD. He fights for the ball. Truth. Dylan says, imagine a playoff with 3 5'10" quarterbacks, Murray, Tua, and McSorley. That'd be awesome. And that would serve everybody right at the NFL level about tall, short quarterbacks. Can you play? Can you play football? Right? That should be everybody's question. Just tweeted a pick of dinner. I'll find it, David. I'll find it. Monty Williams, what's up? I appreciate that, dude. Bright Red Elephant. Done with my lawn. Lawnmower cut through the grass like Sooners going to cut through the Big 12 easily. I like it. I like it. Last question of the night comes from the Rapper 10,000. What is going to be the tough game for OU this season? I say the Texas and Oklahoma State game. You know, people always want to point to Texas because it's Texas. And everybody on OU side and Texas side of the ball benefits from a healthy OU-Texas rivalry, right? But I really, really think the game to watch this year is going to be the Army game, man. I think that flex bone, like the wishbone, it's just different. And if you can't match up man-to-man, you can't play zone against that thing. You got to put a hat on a hat, and you got to put people on the ground. And not only is Army, right, because 10 wins, and they're good, but the last thing that I want as a college football head coach is to match up my teenagers and 20-somethings who are outstanding football players against men who are preparing to go to war. All right? I think that's what people just don't get through, right? Football is fun for them because it ain't war, right? I mean, think about that for just a second. The men playing for West Point, go to West Point, you know? It's one of the best universities in the world. All they do is put out Universal Soldier after Universal Soldier after Universal Soldier. And now you put 22 of them on a field and you have them running an offense that nobody sees anywhere. And you have to stop it. That scares me. I mean, I'm an OU fan. That's the game that scares me because you got stone cold warriors on the other side of the ball. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You got America's finest on the other side of the ball. And you're telling your boys to go beat them. Army's just gonna... Oh, Army. I'm not excited about that game. I mean, I'm excited because rivalry and history and, you know, back when Army was... I mean, Army quite literally at one stretch, best college football program of all time. Right? Because they were coming back from war, a bunch of grown men beating up on children. Call them BYU. But look, that's just not a normal game. That'll never be a normal game for anybody playing Army, ever. Even if Army ran a traditional pro-style offense, pro-style defense, or a version of the air raid like we see in the Big 12 every week, it's still Army, right? I just don't, man. I'm so terrified of that game. Let me see. Who else we got? Let me see. All right. We're going to call it good there. So if you're in the chat, shout out, what's up? And I'll shout you out. I know Andrew was in here. Solomon was good. Pure Flames was good. Monty Williams in the house. David Dukin and his daughter Grace. Y'all, when y'all eat those pork chops, you think of me. Kirk Perez in the house. Robert Lane early in the house with the big super chat. Brandon White with the super chat. Uni Mitsu, what's good? J Bones in the house. The Rapper 10,000 in the house. Zachary Bales, what's good, fam? I haven't seen you before. Thank you for coming through. I know a lot of people don't like to comment during the chat and whatnot, but if you're in here, that's what's up. Lenome, what's good? Let me see. Cole George in the house. Let me see. Who else we got in? Kirk Perez. I saw you in the house. Let me see. Warthog in the house. D Mike, what's good? Steel Boy, Will Benton, what's good? Dylan Demara, shouting out his wife Hannah. That's what's up. Ryan Reed in the house. Let me see. Who else we got in here? Thad, what's good? Texas sucks. Yes, it does. Victor Vega in the house. Hank Galveston, what's good? Let me see. I saw Cole George was in here. Who else we have in here? I saw Crankstar was in here early. Tanner was good. Coach B in the house. Let me see. Michael Davis Jr. in the house. Who else we got in here? Go Navy. Robert Lane. All right. I see you, Robert. I see you. Finn McCready in the house. Hunter Woodall. What's good? Let me see. Who else we got in here? James Barber, what's good? Shout out to Laurel, Weapon X, and Brave. Mama get better. Mama had a rough day today. Let me see. JSL, what's good? He says later, brah. I like it. I like it. Rapper 10,000, I see you. Let me see. Who else we got in here? Let me see. Anybody else? Anybody else say what's up? All right. If you like the videos, don't forget to like and subscribe because I upload a video every single day. It's always OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time. I'll see you tomorrow. Deuces.